23rd and I haven't sat down in front of the camera for a few days now, even though I've been crafting away. Yeah, just because I had a few rough days mental health wise. Now I'm feeling much better. So yeah, I thought I would sit down just to share what was supposed to be my Christmas blouse. But yeah, it's not going to be done on time and I'm perfectly fine with that. I have since reimagined it as it's going to be perfect for the spring and also for next Christmas, so why not? But yeah, I'll show you what it looks like. I am not using a pattern. This is what it looks like so far. So it's knit with one strand of mohair, so it's very airy and light and fluffy. I really like it. I like this fabric. I think it's the first time that I knit something with only one strand of mohair, and I am really enjoying it. And another thing that I'm really enjoying is the process. So I'm not using a pattern. I basically just did some like quick and dirty math before I started, and yeah, it's been going very well, surprisingly, because in the past few months I've been trying to like design sweaters, and there's always something that I'm not satisfied with, so I haven't really been moving forward with any of these designs. And I was feeling kind of discouraged, to be honest. And then I think it's just because I'm overthinking too many things. I'm a perfectionist and it really gets in the way of things a lot of the times. But yeah, this was just so easy and it's like flowing. And so yeah, it's been a good change of pace, I guess. And I'm just really enjoying working on this at the moment. What I did is measure the neckline on the dress that I'm actually wearing underneath right now. So I measured the neckline circumference on this dress because it's like a boat neck style-ish, I guess. It's pretty wide, and I didn't have any, like I don't have any sweaters in my wardrobe that have that kind of neckline that I could pair with, so I decided to make one, but as previously mentioned, won't be done on time, but that is okay. It could be for next year. But yeah, so I measured the neckline on the dress, and then I did a quick gauge swatch and just cast on the number of stitches that I calculated to have this neckline. And then it's kind of rolling a little bit right now, but I'm hoping that blocking will help it, and if not, I'll put an elastic so that it doesn't roll. But this is the same edging that I use for my pointelle socks, but just a little bit shorter. And I really like the look of it. It's just like a tiny detail, but it adds something I think quite special. And it's a contiguous shoulder construction. So on the shoulder here we have increases for the front and back, and then at the front and at the back there are no increases until here for the body, but there are sleeve increases, and then we get into like some raglan shaping to like shape the armhole, and continuing to increase for the sleeves. And yeah, that's about it. What is going on here? Okay. I just split for the sleeves and the body and knit about a bit more than an inch. And I haven't tried it on yet. I tried it on, I think, when I was like about here, and it was fitting really well. So now I will go and try that on. Hopefully it fits well. Wait, I've just tried it on with the dress and I think that I really like it with short sleeves. Maybe not this short, but if I were to make, I don't know, this long, like a fluttering style, that would work, no? Let's see how this goes. Alright, I really need to go sew now some pouches if I want these gifts to be ready for Christmas. Apologies for the bad lighting here. We are still at the in-laws and I'm filming in like under the roof, which is a very cozy spot with very bad lighting. Alright, so the other day I had another good sewing idea, which, I mean, it was inspired by something that I saw online, but it was my first ever time quilting. I don't know if you'll see very well, but I quilted this fabric, so there is some batting on the back side, and yeah, I saw something and I unfortunately don't remember who posted this, but I thought it was genius. Some time ago I saw on Instagram someone sewing something and they were to iron down the interfacing. They were, instead of like cutting the interfacing and then ironing it to stick it on the main fabric, what they did is iron the main fabric directly on like a big piece of interfacing and then cut the pieces, which is genius because if you've ever tried to do that, you'll know that the pieces tend to move around and it's kind of difficult. So I decided to do the same thing with this. So I got some batting, I'm forgetting the word, I'll write it down, but the one that has like the glue already on it and you just have to iron and then it sticks to the fabric. So I bought that one and I cut my fabric using the pattern piece. I'll talk about the pattern in a second. And then I put the main fabric on the batting to iron it on, to stick it, and then after I just have to cut around to get the batting like this, which was really nice. And then I had a second moment of like, it was more like a work smarter, not harder thing, where after I did one piece like this, I think I enjoyed the first one, but I told myself like, I have 5 more to do. It's going to take forever, and there's like a lot of threads to cut everywhere, and I was getting a bit overwhelmed. So I decided to do the 5 other pieces, one after the other. I'll insert a little bit of footage that I took, so hopefully you can understand better. But I was like feeding one piece after the other in the sewing machine so that I didn't have to like start and stop at the top and bottom of every piece. So it was a bit faster, I believe, and it was much more enjoyable. It's, yeah, I think I already mentioned, but it's my first time quilting anything, and yeah, it was an interesting experience. I have a lot of respect for people who like do this on a daily basis, like the people who quilt, like make quilted project bags, for example. It takes a lot of patience. But yeah, now I just need to assemble everything and we should be good to go. I forgot to talk about the pattern. So it's the flat pouch that can be found in the Mipi, the label Mipi knit kit. So she has, I think, 4 different patterns for like a flat pouch, which is the one that I'm doing in the small size. And she also has a box pouch in a few different sizes, and a needle case, and another type of case. Yeah, so I decided to go with the small one for the little gifts. I'm making 3, and I think that I'll still have more fabric to make myself like maybe a big one as like a project bag, which is great. Yeah, so far so good with the pattern. I mean, it's very simple. I just cut my fabric and lining with this pattern piece, and I'm following along with her tutorial on YouTube just to know how to assemble everything. So yeah, pretty straightforward. I would recommend. Okay, I finished the first one. From far away, I think it looks good. But when you look closer, there's a lot of details that I'm not happy with. I am making 3 and I just need 2 as a gift, so I'll keep this one for myself, and I really hope that the 2 others turn out better, because like my top stitching is very uneven on this side. On this side it's a little bit better. I don't know, and inside the lining fabric that I use, I don't know why, but my stitching looks very bad. Like there's a tension issue with this fabric and the settings that I'm using with the machine. I don't know, like you can even see it here. So I will have to either use a different lining fabric or figure out the tension issues. I don't know, but yeah, it's definitely still usable. It's fine. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go have lunch now and maybe go out for a walk because it's very nice outside. And think about this later. Out for a little walk. The sun is shining. It's been days since we haven't seen it, so that's quite nice. We can see the mountains from here. It's great. Yeah, I shared last time that trying to become a bit more active, it's something that I've struggled with a lot in the past year. Just with the motivation and the, what is the word that I'm looking for? Discipline to keep moving my body. It's just not there. And I was watching a lot of YouTube videos to try to figure out how to do that. And apparently the consensus is that you have to change your mindset, which makes a lot of sense. And it's true that I think, like, since I've been a child, I've always seen myself as someone who is not active, someone who's not good at sports. And so I've never been really into that stuff. But as I'm gonna use the word aging, I'm not that old. I'm almost 32 years old. But as I'm getting a bit older, like, I can really feel my body just not move as it should, I guess. And so, I just found a little bench. I'm gonna go sit there. But yeah, most of the time now I feel quite rusty. And I know that working out would be really good for my mental health, but also just, you know, for longevity. Like just being more comfortable in my body as I get older. So yeah, I'm trying to change my mindset, and today I'm an active girl. I just need to get that in my mind. I'm an active girl who likes to be active. Send help. Active girl. I'm an active girl. Oh, oh. I have finished to sew the little pouches, and I feel like they are not good enough. This was my first one. I think that you can see this very crooked, this part, and it's also too wide. I thought I could eye what 5 centimeter looks like, and I clearly can't. I mean, you have to measure 5 centimeter from the inside when you fold it, and I clearly did it too big. And there was also the top stitching that I wasn't happy with, but the zipper was pretty well enclosed. But then for the 2 others that I made, this happens with the zipper. So you can see the lining. This one is kind of also sticking out here. I think I could fix this with some hand stitching, but let's see. And one of them is also very crooked. I think it looks fine on camera, but in person I can really see all the imperfections. I think I will sleep on it and decide. Worst case, I just made myself 3 new little project bags that can probably fit a pair of socks. Morning. I am going to try to fix a little bit the zipper part of these pouches, and hopefully this is going to make them nicer. Today is the day before Christmas, and it's probably going to be a pretty busy day. Also tomorrow there's the, I don't know, lunch. Don't know if you can call it a lunch, but a meal, Christmas meal with the family, which typically starts sometime after noon, and we just eat for hours and hours and hours. Yeah, and yeah, that's pretty much it. How do I do this? And then today, after I do this, I will try to wrap up the gifts for them to be ready for tomorrow. And that's it. So I guess I'll wrap this vlog here and wish you happy holidays if you are celebrating something. And yeah, I'll see you most likely in the new year. And I guess I'll leave you now with some footage of last weekend when I helped to decorate the in-laws' Christmas tree, because we are still not at home, so there is nothing to decorate on our side. So yeah, it was nice to at least feel like I did a little bit decoration wise. And we also put up some lights on like a, I don't even know how to call it, it's like a, for the moment, a big metal structure, and there's going to be like plants that grow on it eventually. It's gonna be really nice. We put some lights there. Let's pretend that for the moment they are Christmas lights. Alright, thanks for watching. Bye bye. Oh, and by the way, I am not finishing the Christmas blouse for Christmas. It's gonna wait for another event later. I'll try to put a little clip of what I'll be wearing tomorrow at the end of the video.